Hello and welcome to the New Jersey Department of Education's application for certification video. My name is Jewel Johnson, and today we are going to file an NJDOE application. If you haven't already, you should be at njdoe.my.site.com/manage. That will bring you directly to your NJDOE landing page. And then it does have some important information there that you would certainly notate. If you have not already, you should have created your NJDOE account. You would do that here. Please note, even if you are previously certified prior to June 1 of 2022, you must create an NJDOE account in order to access this platform. If you've gotten that out the way, you would simply log in. Save your credentials to your system. Just make that process a little easier for yourself. And then here is just your landing page, your welcome back message. You would select continue to enter the portal. And here is your NJDOE landing page. So here, immediately you'll see the fee notice. All credentialing fees are waived until June of 2024. You can simply close that. Your details, so your name, your tracking number, and then if you did have a previous TCIS account with us, that tracking number would be notated as well. Your My Certifications tab would house any certificates issued to you. And then, of course, your Applications tab would be for any filed applications. And then My Cases would also house applications and then any service cases you may have created. A service case would be something like a name change, a date of birth update, or a social security number correction. You'll do those service cases here under your Contact Customer Service menu. That's for initiating. But for now, we're going to focus on the application. So you would simply hit the Apply Now button. You'll receive this important information page. A lot of good detail on here. Please notate. Also, if you have not already, you should be or should have visited our main homepage for certification so that you can actually see the detail and requirements for the cert you are applying for. Certainly, you would just notate all of this and continue. The system will immediately notify that it's found your college and/or university details and asks if you'd like to review it or skip it. This information would have been entered upon your account creation, so your initial registration. If you'd like to review, you certainly can just to see what you've put in there. It just gives you the detail of your entry. If anything needs to be added, then certainly you would do that by going to your three dashes top left and selecting My Biographical Information. There it shows you your entries, and of course you would have the option to add if needed. If you do see something is off with your entry, you've calculated your GPA wrong or your completion date, it's not a big deal. Of course, we are going to be reviewing the official transcripts that must be submitted additionally. If you'd like to have some information deleted, then of course you would need to reach out to customer service to do so, but you cannot edit anything here, okay? You can only add. And then another side note, these three dashes top left, your hamburger, this is your friend for navigating EdCert. Once you click it, you'll receive this ribbon menu and you can move through the portal that way. That really helps with navigating. Um, for now, we're going to focus on the application. We'll do the Apply Now button so we can go back to where we were. And then we would just say skip to that question to keep moving. Same for your educator preparation details. If you did, in fact, complete a NET program, you would have entered that initially. So for now, we are going to skip. And then for experience. Experience is not required for every certification that we offer. That does vary. Certainly for the example purposes, I did not add any. It's not required. So this question, had I added some, this question would have been asking me if I'd like to review or skip that entry as well. But for now, I'm going to say no because it's asking me if I have anything I would like to add. And then for the emergency certificates, please note this question will almost always be no for everyone unless you have been advised by a hiring school district to apply for an emergency certificate. Please note emergency certifications are only issued for educational services categories. So that would be something like your school counselor, your school social worker, etc. But again, this question will almost always be no. So select that and hit continue. That brings us to our categories. So of course, each category, once you select it, has an additional menu for all the certs that falls under. So administrative would be your school principal, school administrator. Instructional would be your classroom teacher or any content areas of cert that we offer. And then educational services would be for things like your school social worker, your school counselor. Career and technical education would be for your practical experience fields. So your teacher of cosmetology, your teacher of carpentry, and then credential. Credential is where you will find the substitute credentials, as well as your school safety specialist credentials. Please note, if you are applying for a substitute, it will always be the credentials category that you would select. And then military science is a category all on its own. For instructional purposes of our video, we are going to do an instructional category. So again, this is that menu I mentioned. Once you've made the selection, you'll have the complete drop-down list of all the certs that falls under that category. It would be in alphabetical order. So we are going to choose elementary for our example and continue. And then you must choose the license type. So of course you have all of your types of licenses that we offer. So you would have a CE, which is a certificate of eligibility, a CEAS, which is a certificate of eligibility with advanced standing, or a charter school CE that allows one to work in only a charter school setting. And then of course your standards here that one would earn after they've completed their steps, their initial steps to earning standard certification, or if you already hold a standard. Again, that information is all broken down on the main homepage for requirements. And then we also do have the limited CE here, which is a part of the pilot program. We are going to choose a CE. And then the system just outlines your selection. So it's told you what your category is, instructional, your type, and then of course the title for what you're applying, and then the code would just always reference the title. It gives you a description of what the endorsement authorizes you to do, as well as the fee information. And then it's asking you here to, if everything is correct, you would select yes. If you look at your selections and you see, oh, that's the wrong cert, you would simply say no, and the system will rewind you to go in to make the proper selections. So we would say yes and continue. And then this is just for fees. Of course, all certification fees are non-refundable. So you do need to confirm and accept these conditions. Not necessarily applicable right now as we are in a fee holiday, but you have to say yes here to move on. And then the system goes through the qualifications list. So it will tell you what you applied for, and then it will already have selected for you the base requirements. So this is what one would need in order to, one would need in order to obtain their CE for elementary K-6. So again, you would hit continue, and then it outlines the first requirement. So the basic skills core test would be required, which is your Praxis 1. You can very well submit evidence of an ACT, SAT, or a GRE in order to be exempted from the core test. That evidence or those scores would certainly need to be within that top 50th percentile, again, broken down in the cert requirements. For this, we are going to be selecting to take the core, and then it just gives us the detail of what that core encompasses. So we have our code and our subjects already pre-selected. So you would hit continue. Same for degree. This will be pre-selected as well. It's a bachelor's degree at minimum that you need for an instructional certificate. And then for your GPA category, so you would select the category that you fall in, gives you a brief description, and you would hit continue. Physiology and hygiene is a survey that one would always need to take for their first certificate of eligibility. So it is just truly an online survey, 16 questions, true or false, dealing with physiology and hygiene. If you've done any basic military training, that would be your selection. You don't need to take the survey. Or if you've covered via coursework, meaning you did a course in the area of health, bio, or nutrition, then certainly that would be your selection. For now, we are going to opt to take the survey. Once you select that, the system does give you the link that you would simply copy and paste into another browser to complete. Hit continue there. And then for all instructional certs, they will have their own subject matter preparation that one is required to have in order to obtain. So for the elementary case, it's liberal arts. So you need to have 60 liberal arts credits, and then you would make the proper selection here. So if your degree is in liberal arts, then of course this would be your selection. If the degree is not liberal arts, but you have covered 60 liberal arts credits, then certainly that would be the selection. Gives you an example here. You would hit continue. And then you would need to select for your content area praxis. So this would be your praxis 2. If you've already taken or if you are preparing to take the Praxis 2 exam, you would certainly just select primary test scores. If you're looking to do anything along the flex rules, that would be the selection. Remember, you should have read the requirements prior to applying, so you would see the breakdown for test flexibility on the site. We are going to select to take the Praxis 2, and then that also just gives you a breakdown for the test you need as well as the subject. Already shaded, you would hit continue. That would finalize the qualification section, and as you were adding those responses, the system was building you a qualifications checklist here. So you can certainly review it. If anything was answered in error, you need to change your response, you would certainly just hit the previous to go back. If it all looks good, you'll continue. And then this is just a summary of what you've selected. So you're going after a CE, the category is instructional, and you'd like to be an elementary school teacher. It gives you the cost and a description. It is also asking here if you'd like to apply for another cert. So you would answer accordingly. If you say yes, it's just going to rewind you so that you can bring in that second subject area. No, it takes you on to sign your oath of allegiance and complete your application. This won't be seen by everyone. If you have told us that you are a military veteran or a spouse of an active military veteran, the system will have you upload identification here. But you would continue. And then these are those background questions. So for the oath of allegiance, you certainly do need to read the questions in detail, answer accordingly. Um, Mine is asking me if I have anything new to disclose. I do not, so I'm just going to move on. And then you have to affirm to that oath of allegiance. So if you're a citizen, you're going to choose box 1, type your name. If you are a non-citizen, it is box 2, type your name. I'm doing box 1 and typing our name. Apologize, my keyboard is one box, okay? We check only one box and continue. So that would conclude the application. Thank you for your time and attention. You would select this continue page to go in and complete payment. Just remember, it is this tab here, and then the system does walk you through that fee holiday again. Good luck and take care.